I have a statement to read, and then I'll take your questions. I would like to clear up some of the charges that have been raised by the media over the past few weeks. I have been accused of conducting an inappropriate relationship with a page in my office. I have been accused of sending photographs of my enormous genitals to Sasha and Malia Obama. I have been accused of using campaign funds to operate a white slavery ring. And I have been accused of producing and directing Al-Qaeda training videos under the pseudonym Alan Akmal Smithy. All of these charges are absolutely true. I have searched my conscience and soul, and I accept full responsibility for my actions. I also apologize for none of them. I am not ashamed of what I have done. I have no regrets for what I have done, and I have no intention of stopping, nor do I have any intention of making amends to you or anyone else. In fact, let me clarify a few things. First, the page from my office is my goddaughter, and clearly, she was asking for it. Second, Sasha and Malia texted me back, and I quote, "Smiley face emoticon, happy winking emoticon, Frenchman with beret emoticon, and bucktooth vampire emoticon." Third, the slavery ring was funded by the GSA, and everyone who was sent into slavery did receive college credit. Fourth, the Al-Qaeda training video was awarded a special jury prize at Slam Dance. And as a result, I will be directing Human Centipede 3, The Legend of Curly's Gold. Please contact Bender Helper Impact after this news conference for press materials. Since I no longer need to keep anything hidden, here are some other things of which you may not be aware. I provide a steady supply of Himalayan cats to Cambodia in order to test firing mechanisms in landmines. Joseph Kony has been living in my guest house since last October, and believe me, you haven't heard his side of the story. I spent $13 million in taxpayers' money on the 1946 Jackson Pollock painting, Eyes in the Heat, to decorate the condominium of my underage lover, Tammy. Eyes in the Heat was an important transitional work for Pollock, in which his all-over style redistributed the picture surface and later gave way to his fusion of Impressionism, Cubism, and Surrealist automatism. It beautifully complements Tammy when she straddles her variable speed 120-volt Jatame fucking machine as I pelt her with rocks and garbage. And yes, that is me in the viral video titled Senator Cockslap, slapping a young woman in the face with my cock and then challenging her to a duel. I appreciate the many different parodies of that video currently on the internet, particularly me slapping Rick Santorum in the face with my cock, me slapping Slappy White in the face with my cock, and especially Adolf Hitler as portrayed by Bruno Ganz getting upset that there isn't a video of him getting slapped in the face with my cock. Oh, also, I introduced crack cocaine into the inner cities just to see what would happen. I was pleasantly surprised. For those of you who have supported me low these many years, all of this may seem like a disappointment. Well, you're not looking at it in the right way. You see, I'm a glass half full kind of guy. I think all this opens up a new era of honesty in politics, a chance to better understand the people you willingly put into office year after year after year. For example, I like long walks on the beach, cereal for dinner, And I believe molesting children not only gives them self-confidence, but prepares them for the day when they are inevitably molested by people even more powerful than myself. You may have noticed Melinda, my wife of 20 years, standing next to me in a veil of Thorazine. I knocked her up shortly after college, and her father begged me to marry her because of all her lovers at the time, I had the fewest open sores. Her father offered me a job at Halliburton designing chemical weapons, which were later repackaged as cigarettes by Philip Morris and marketed to 6-year-olds with the mascot Joe Chlorine. That was my entry into politics. Since then, Melinda and I only come together during campaigns, photo opportunities, and when Tammy is out of town and I can't get a hold of Gloria Allred to pelt with rocks and garbage. So I get a Stepford wife, and Melinda gets to live in her half of my mansion and indulge her obsession with plastic surgery, including what was described to me as vaginal welding, in which her labia was reinforced with a space-age polymer of thermovinyl and naugahyde. Apparently, her many lesbian lovers enjoy this, although to me, it smells like a Mexican IKEA. Tonight is actually the first time Melinda and I have seen each other in months, since Tammy and I returned from a vacation to Sierra Leone, where we selected gifts for each other from a wide array of blood diamonds. It's also been months since I've seen my children. One is in a cult, one is in rehab, and the smartest of the bunch is in jail for setting a tranny on fire. Oh, for the days when we had kids lobotomized and quietly tucked away like the Kennedys used to. Those were simpler, happier times. But it's good to finally drop the pretense of having to care what you think about me or worry about what new jerk-ass thing is gonna piss you off next. Teen killings, collective bargaining, pepper spray, Get this straight, I don't feel your pain. The only pain I feel is my pain in pretending to feel your pain. You have no idea what an exhausting, stomach-churning ordeal it is having to listen to and look at my constituents on a regular basis. Truly, they are a disgusting collective sight, and a constant reminder of why I originally got into politics, to get as far away from them as possible. And oh, bright, ironic gods, the poetic justice of having to constantly beg for their approval and pretend to identify with their problems in order to remain as far away from them as possible. Well, that shit's over. And to my constituents, admit it. If you were me, you'd be rimming my underage girlfriend, blowing up kitties and landmines, bragging to your friends about it, and saying the same exact things about yourselves. Look in the mirror. You're repulsive. Seriously, I know repulsive. I fuck prostitutes that Bill Maher got for me. If you had any idea what my colleagues and I really think about you, what we talk about when the cameras and mics are off, oh my stars, the streets would run red with blood and a revolution that would make the Arab Spring look like a story by Beatrix Potter. But what are you gonna do about it? Nothing. You're a bunch of pussies who bitch and moan and wring your sweaty little hands into a sanctimonious frenzy on cue when Anderson Cooper tells you to, and then you put us back in office and pray you'll get it right this time. It is out of my vast and utter contempt for all of you that I have decided to run for President of the United States. Thank you. Good feelings and bipartisanship are useless, and the laughable, amateur-level hatred generated by Democrats and Republicans is not nearly enough to get our country going again. Only someone as openly hostile to you as I am, only someone who admits to being as openly hostile to you as I am, only someone as unafraid as I am to tell you what scum you are can brace us for the dark days ahead. And Eddie Pepitone told me to tell you he agrees 100%. The welching bastard. I'm everything you hate about yourselves and this country. And if I am elected, I'll remind you of this every day I'm in office. and you'll take your medicine like the ignorant lemmings that you are. I, of course, will be encouraged to find more ways to debase myself in office so you can live vicariously through me and hate yourselves even more while you do it. After all, endless self-flagellation is what makes America the envy of the world. And if I lose the election, so what? I lay low, rebrand myself, write a book, become a trusted elder statesman, then get a show on current TV after whoever replaces Elliot Spitzer when he gets canceled. You know, I've changed my mind. I'm not going to take any questions. Tammy's waiting for me. She's got a new non-bald dildo extender. And I've got the rocks and garbage. So in conclusion, let me just say, fuck you all, vote for me in November, and fuck you all.